Yo, what is up everyone and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host, Kenkukun, and today we got another Destiny 2 Trials Training video. Now, this video is slightly late, and when I say slightly late, I usually like to get this one out sometime on Saturday. Friday, I did a lot of double cards. I didn't do a lot of single cards, so I didn't want to use that day to kind of discuss the things I wanted to talk about. But we're going to talk about the things, even though I knew one of the big topics I was going to talk about, we're going to talk about the things now that are easy to do and make make a lot of sense. I got a sniper on and a shotgun. What was I doing? Oh, I was playing on my Titan yesterday. Anyway, first things first, the map is Convergence. This is a symmetrical map. With all symmetrical maps, in my opinion, it is most important that you get to the middle of the map first. All right, you want to get to the middle of the map first. So with that said, mobility is very important. Give me a quick moment. Let me transfer a weapon across. I'm gonna transfer two weapons across actually. Under normal circumstances, my rule is no swords. All right. Now, with mobility in mind, the hunter has one of the more valuable swords in the game. Unable to load Destiny account. Okay, gracious. Dim's not working. Quick Fang. All right. Apparently, I don't have a new Quick Fang. I have only old Quick Fang. But if you have this new Quick Fang weapon, you can run it. Right, the new Quick Fang, you can run it and have high mobility. Right. So, under normal circumstances, I would say do not run sword. There's a couple of reasons why. Number one, if you're running a sword, you may be prone to doing this. Coming up to a wall and, putting your face right here. I would recommend against that. I recommend against 3-peeking altogether. It's just a dickbag move to do. Nobody likes it. Slows the game down. All respect is thrown out the window. There's no more GGs anymore. And it doesn't matter if you are doing it or not. Is if someone's on your team is doing it, the whole team just lost respect, period, right? So this is other than that, other than feelings aside, the other reasons I would say do not put a sword on and do not 3-peek, because you're going to miss opportunities. If I'm not going to 3-peek, right? If the only way I'm 3-peeking is if someone's already doing it to me, I'm going to do it back. So I'm out here looking, to shoot people, and I expect my teammates to team shot. If an enemy, wow, I'm out of bullets. If an enemy challenges me and I shoot at them, right, and then they take cover, and my teammate's standing right here doing this, and we could have had a 2v1 engagement, and then he's shooting people, and then it's too late. I've already become weak, and I've taken cover, and they've taken cover, and you've missed your opportunity to team shoot. That's big problem number one. All right, so do not get yourself caught just 3-peeking and never team shooting. The other reason I would say don't run sword ammo is this, and this is, I put this rule into effect a long time ago. I would hate for heavy round to pop up, and this is what I hear. All right, I'm over here fighting an enemy and I'm holding them back. My teammate, my partner that's helping me is fighting an enemy somewhere, holding them back. You are the only person that can get heavy. You're closest. You're not engaged with anyone. Or, I can kind of predict how to play the enemy long enough to hold them off of heavy. Right? We've pushed them back hard enough. And I'm like, hey, if I leave this spot, they're going to chase me down and shoot me in the back if I grab it. So I'm like, hey, you grab heavy. And I don't want to hear this sentence. I don't want to hear. I have sword on. Like, what does that mean? You have sword on. I don't care if you have sword on. Grab heavy. And if you can't make a play with sword, then you should not be running sword. Right? So I did not start this video. I did not make this video to tell you guys, hey man, don't use sword. This all goes back to mobility is very important in symmetrical maps on Destiny 2, more so than any other maps in the game. Right? So I would recommend If you're going to run sword for the mobility on hunters, go for it. Absolutely, sure, right? You can also run, and I pulled this weapon, to my hunter, lightweight frame. That's what makes Quick Fang work so well. It's just a lightweight frame. Lightweight makes everyone run faster, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be a sword. You can have a lightweight shotgun on, right? The Reese Walker, if you got that. So keep that in mind as well. But if you're gonna run the sword on the hunter, I'm gonna have to relaunch this private match. Um, it'll allow you to move faster. I would say when it comes to heavy, it's not gonna be as important to get to the middle or to get to the heavy as it is to get to the cube, and we're gonna explain that. So once again, getting to the middle of the map allows you to control the map. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and run up here. And this is from either side of the map. Again, it's pretty symmetrical with a couple of nuances here and there that are different. When you get to the middle, everyone's in or nobody's in. Like, the whole team needs to be communicating. And communicating is a big key on symmetrical maps. All right? You either need to all get in there or nobody needs to get in there. Because if you kind of hold back here or here, like any farther back from that first corner is your first teammates just being thrown into the wolves' den, right? Because they're gonna run in here, they could go all the way up here, get collapsed on, and you're just never gonna make it in time to do anything. They could get a pick, and you never get in there in time to secure the pick, right? You could be back here. Your teammate gets a pick. Hey, I got a pick. I traded, right? And you come running out, but the enemy's already on the body. They've secured the area. You're being shot at. The bodies are. Maybe they're on the bridge in cover. You don't have trip mines. You don't have grenades. You don't have anything. And all you've done is just waste your time trying to get into the middle. So, again, communication is key. Hey, I'm close to my super guys. I think we should hold back, right? Okay, cool. We're close to a super. We're going to hold back. That means no one's going to rush in there. Now, if someone has a plan, if someone has a suicide plan, they're like, yo, I'm going to go in there. I got a plan. If your super's that close, I'm going to, be a great distraction, so on and so forth, right? Or I'm going to go in with my super first alone and see if I can bait some of these other supers, and then we'll have you guys come in after me, right? Go for it, sure. But I would say, other than that, you don't really want to be in that middle, either without your team, alone. So, with that said, once again, everyone's in the middle or nobody's in the middle. You got to be on point. And that comes back to mobility. If the enemy team's constantly beating you into the middle, that's not a good sign. You're gonna have to constantly fight your way into the middle from any direction, from here, from outside, which is outside's probably the worst, and then waterfall, right? So with that said, expect an uphill battle every single time you face an enemy that moves faster than you and that can get to the middle faster than you. Let me go ahead and relaunch this map one more time. I didn't want to take 16 minutes on this video, but there's a couple other things I need to talk about. So what have we covered? Swords and the reasons why you probably shouldn't run them. Oh, okay. Whew. Mobility is very important. Team communication, very important. You want to be able to keep the communication up so your teammates know exactly what they can and cannot do, or what they can and cannot expect from their teammates for that round. It is very, very, very important. The other one I want to talk about are supers, and we'll kind of when we get to the middle, what should we do? What if we get to the middle just slightly later than the enemy, right? I'm going to go ahead and show you what you can, some of the things you can do. So I'll run you into the middle, and we'll talk about grenades for a little bit, right? Well, where are good places to put my grenades? How should I play my grenades? Blah, 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 blah. All right, so this is going to be when you launch into a match, right? It's going to show off all the enemies. You're going to see, a starting screen, and it's going to show off Joe, Bobby, and Timmy 1394 -- _. All right. Now, this is where you want to kind of take a guess, right? You want to kind of take a guess at how the enemy's going to play with the loadout they have equipped. If they have a bunch of snipers, right? If all three of them are snipers, we can take a safe guess, and I'm going to take the sword off because I don't, again, I won't be running it. Number one, it's sunset. Mine's sunset. But I'm going to put on my Reese Walker. I do use this quite often. You could probably take a good guess and say all the snipers are going to challenge you from here. All right? You're going to, they're going to look for the snipes from here. So that means their plan to get to the middle is to kind of come out into this lane or the other lane and stop. Now they're stopping their advance, so they're no longer pushing towards the cube. Granted, they could all have snipers on and run into the middle with last words, and rock house. And that's it. You got to be ready for that. Okay? But let's take a guess and say 1 or 2 at least kind of hold back and snipe. At least 1 for sure. So even if 2 push up, that's 2 versus if your whole team pushes up, that's all 3 of you pushing 2 people. And it'll take the sniper a second to realize, oh, there's no one challenging me. And then they'll run over here, or they'll start running to the cube. And hopefully those few seconds are late. So if they're all running shotguns, you can try to make a safe assumption that everyone's going to run somewhere at the cube. They're either going to play, the ledges over here. And I do need to come up with a call-out video for this. We'll be dropping that tomorrow. I know that one should have been out for Saturday as well. But they could be playing the ledges, the bridge, right? They could drop down into the cube. So, with that said, what should I do to get into the middle? All right. Well, Bungie designed this map in a way where it's harder to get sniped when you cut this corner or the corresponding corner on the other side. So, with that said, the probability of the enemies coming, if this is their spawn, they're going to cut up like this and run this way and up here. The probabilities of that happening are high for every team. So, round 1, grenade number 1, throw it. Just throw it right over the wall, right? Wow, that bounced a lot farther. Or that was actually a very crappy throw. But throw it over the wall, right? And the closer it gets to, landing, the closer it gets to landing right about here and here, the better. Because everyone's going to be coming across that. In round 1, you can probably guarantee that you're going to tag someone. All right. Let's say they're a little bit faster. Let's say they're already down here. And keep in mind, when you throw your grenade, it's going to take you, your guy's going to slow down long enough to throw it. So keep that in mind. All right. So let's say when you throw your grenade, someone's already shooting you from here. Okay. Just adjust where you throw your grenade. Throw it there. Right. Give it a little bit of bounce. Give it a little, give it a little bit of bounce. Don't overthrow it, right? Aim it for that. Oh, they're tagged. Now you have time to move, right? Or they're coming from the left side of the cube, right? They could be coming back there. So lightning grenades, trip mines, spike nades. Those are really, really powerful. Vortex grenades, pulse nades, anything that sits on the solar grenades, any of those grenades that sit on the ground are really good for cube to kind of push them off the corner of cube to give you time to move. All right. Spike nades and lightning grenades can be thrown on that wall, just right there. Boom. That's a good angle to lock places down. Spike nades back here as well. Boom. Lock that place down. All right. If the enemy's a little bit slower than you getting into the middle, spike nades, lightning grenades, and trip mines, a good place to throw them is right on that wall. It's got to land lower than that though. Or it's not going to tag them. But right about there. And that wall too, right there. Boom. Right. And now this is all dependent on where your enemy goes. So if I have enemies that like to come out and play that wall right there all the time, and they get there relatively quick, when I come through with my grenade, I'm gonna come boom, slide, throw, keep moving. Right. I'm not gonna look to shoot him as he takes damage. I'm gonna look to. There's probably gonna be someone over here, and I want to get on there. I want to get on him and push him back. So those are some of the things you can do with your grenades. You want to try and lock, and it's the same thing from the other side. If you're looking at the other side, again, it's relatively symmetrical. you know, a little bit of weeds here and there, right? So there's a grenade, you know, there's a grenade, there's a grenade, there's a grenade. Like, you know, you give them the old bouncer Rooney, boom, right there, pow, right? And if all your teammates are on the same page, if everyone's watched this video or you've explained to your teammates, you know, you've watched this video, you're going to play with your friends. Hey guys, I got a great idea. Drop them into private matches and say, hey, on round 1, I think we should all just go over here and grenade over, you know, over the cube. Just, and you know, practice. Man, that fastball really sent that thing flying. And practice your grenades, right? Like, practice throwing your grenades over that cube as a team and getting hit markers, right? Or at least, you know, getting it to land. Getting it over the cube, I guess, would be good enough. So there we go. All right, that's a better grenade. So you'd probably, well, with incendiaries, flashbangs, I think those are the only two ones that really bounce. You probably want to aim for that flat surface across from you. That way it just bounces right back to you and just drops you down. Just drops you down into the drops the grenade down into the thing. All right, real quick, we have a minute and 20 seconds. Let's cover supers. Supers are very important. The communication there is a must-have. If you have your super at the beginning of the round, you need to tell your teammates where you're going to go with it. Again, it's very valuable and it's very important. So if you spawn up and say, hey, I want to take my super, you know, down the mid lane, it's like, all right, cool. The enemy may run. Somebody can go to waterfall, or 2 people can go waterfall. All right, or everyone's going to be aggressive with you. Oh, we're going to be aggressive with the, you know, super, here it comes. Ah, bang, 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 bang. You know, and you're just, you're out there just, you're out there having a good old time with your super, but nobody knew about it, right? So you gotta communicate that very clearly and early, and make sure everyone hey guys, did you hear me on my super? Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure, because nobody responded. You know, because sometimes I'll be like, hey man, you need to, you know, hey, what happened with your super? Why didn't you tell us you were gonna? I did. It's like, oh, okay, I must have missed that, right? So it's on me if I miss it, but at the same time, it would be very nice and super helpful, right, for you to take that extra step and be like, hey, can you confirm that you heard me? And again, just pick a lane, right? Supers that go down to waterfall, right? You can come down the long lanes and come through these little underpasses. The supers that come to the middle, you just, again, speed is very important, so you want to get there first. Dawn blades can go outside, golden guns can come from outside, right? Anything super long range can come from outside. And I know I cut that a little bit short on the supers, and I don't have any clips to kind of go with the video right here. However, it's a symmetrical map, so it's, I got a super. As you spawn up, say, hey guys, I got a super, and I'm going to take it to this lane, left, middle, right, all right? And that's it. And then commit to that super. Commit to the super. Don't run in there and start throwing grenades. Don't run in there and start shooting people. Just commit to the super. Look at your radar. Call out on the radar if you think they're across the cube, you know, coming from the same area. It's like, hey guys, they're across the cube. I'm pushing the cube and I'm popping, right? If you think they're a little bit farther back, then say, hey guys, I think they're, you know, far side of the cube, right? I'm going to push past the cube and pop, right? So, and then keep, you know, as you're running forward, I'm going to be running probably behind you, or I'm coming down the waterfall. It's like, all right, if he's giving me all the callouts of where the enemies are on his radar, then I don't have to worry about where they're going to pop. I just know that he's going to try to get as close as possible and then pop their super, and I'm going to follow in after that. So, again, it's very important to read that radar and try to make it an accurate read. Now, if you pop really early because you catch them as soon as they get on the radar, you pop immediately, and they're backpedaling because they have no supers and you didn't think about that. It's not a bad thing, but it's going to make it harder for you to go ahead and get kills off of that super. So I guess I had a little bit more to say on supers than I thought. Anyway, 20-minute video. Here we go, guys. So we're going to go ahead and excuse me. We're going to go ahead and end the video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please leave them in the comment section below. Other than that, I would ask that you guys, you know, like the video, please. Share it with some of your friends. Any other future topics you want me to talk about, you know, comment section below. And as always, good luck making it to the lighthouse. I will see you guys next time. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever it may be. Peace out.